Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. It's Gord, you're hurting. Sorry about that, but it's Halloween. And look at this. Why my Alice Cooper shirt? Because this video is all about Pasha. Yes, happy birthday to that young man. Happy birthday to that wonderful boy that means everything to me, as the rest of my kids do. 11 years ago tonight, he was born. 27 minutes before Halloween. You know, I'm going to tell this story. But first, and I like the old but first, we're going to do our regular cleanup and administrative stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, thumbs up, everybody. And there's the temperature today. As I said, getting much better, up to +8 today. Going for a walk, and yes, things are going to change. I have come into an epiphany this week, and things are going to improve for the Hurtin' Hippie and for this channel. You've seen the temperature. Hey, how about a little Gordian Pasha from yesterday? Hey y'all, thanks Gord for sending it over to me. It is Tuesday, and you guys have been asking for somebody.
And Tuesday equals tired, so that equals tired Pasha.
Hey y'all, he's getting too old. It's he turns 11 tomorrow. So y'all wish him a happy birthday, and some of you are getting comments from him because he's going home checking his YouTube soon. But if you haven't, it's because you haven't subscribed and checked out this channel.
You have to comment, maybe.
And we're driving to 100 subs for him, so that would be a nice birthday gift. Sub. So,
yes, sub.
Peace and cheers.
Love and harmony.
It's gone. I gotta go. That was cute. He was just having fun. He was tired, just finished a walk from the school, and he had just finished some exercise at school, I think, so he was tired. But it was fun. It was fun. And just this morning, I put together, with the help of Google, They Sure Grow Up Fast. So before I go on any further and explain this Alice Cooper shirt to you and why it's tied to Pasha, let's listen to some music and let's see him grow up. I always love looking back, and I see that so often. I could create that film. It's a little bit different every time I create it through Google. It's a real simple thing to do, and it's just fun. So much for the insets. First of all, what's Alice Cooper got to do with my son's birthday? Well, in 2008, See if you can see it. I can't see if you can see it. In 2008, 1 month before Pasha was due, at 8 months pregnant, Ola went with me to the Alice Cooper concert. It was probably my 6th time seeing Alice Cooper, maybe more. It was her first time ever being at a rock concert in Canada, and we really, really enjoyed it. It was fun. So Pasha was there. Pasha was there. At 8 months old, you can bet he felt the vibrations of the music and the audience, and everybody was having so much fun. It was one of my favorite concerts. And I did promise you the story of his birth. And it is quite, I mean, we all have different stories for the births of our kids, but my first one, Carrie, was born before I met her. I chose her. So I wasn't there for her birth. My second one, it was like, I think it was 54 minutes from first labor pain to birth. And my third one was maybe 30 minutes from labor pain to birth. Barely made it to the hospital. So this one was really different. 1 year ago, 11 years ago today, it was the day of Pasha's birth. We had gone the day before to the hospital on a false alarm. She thought she had some movement, and she was, I think, 6 or 7 days overdue. But nothing came, and we went back home. And then about 6 o'clock on this day, 11 years ago, we ended up heading back to the hospital. Pretty darn sure they were about 9 or 10 minutes apart, but they were definite contractions. We spent the entire day at the hospital, walking up and down the stairs, trying to get her to dilate more, and yes, the contractions kept coming closer and closer, but we never really got there. It was around 8 o'clock at night that they started talking about a C-section, and finally around 10 o'clock they told her, look, actually it was getting close to 11 anyways. They told her, look, it's going to be a C-section. You're just not, you know the stuff. And she said, Ola was really, really 100%, I don't want a Halloween baby, and it was getting close to midnight of the 30th. So she said to them, if I'm going for C-section, when would it be? And he goes, sometime in the next hour, but there is one person ahead of you, and so probably shortly after the midnight hour. And she said, I really don't want my baby born on Halloween. Is there any way you can talk to the person that's ahead of me? And if it isn't an urgent situation, can they let me go first so that I can have the non-Halloween baby and they can have the Halloween baby? And it was kind of, we were thinking, no way is somebody going to go for that. But the person said yes. So at 11:33, 27 minutes before the click of Halloween, Pasha came to this world. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment that I will never, ever forget. And I'm happy to share it with you all. I enjoyed that. Pasha had a very hard time for the first 2 weeks of his life. He had a really hard time latching on to eat his milk, latching on to his mama. And we had to, it was day 2 that he was home. We had to rush him to the hospital because we couldn't even wake him up. He was getting that little sustenance. So they filled him back up again, and then the very next day we went to breastfeeding clinic and caught on. And he started to gain his health back, and he has been a very healthy boy ever since. I'm really, really proud of him. He's doing so well at school. He's stronger than I've ever seen him. He has, as some of you're new, you don't know that January 10th of this year, he was hit by a yellow cab in a four-way stop crosswalk. He was crossing to see me, and boom, he went flying. No damage to the body. It did cause him a lot of anxiety and angst, but I'm pretty happy to say that, except for being very cautious on the road now, he is fully recovered from that too. So yeah, I thought today had to be a theme around him. I needed it to be not so scary. And I know sometimes I scare y'all by going. That was just for some fun. I'll see if in editing that can work out. So friends, there is more to come. Yes, an epiphany. I should speak about that. I have found myself for the last month, as I said to all of you, fall is the most anxious time of me. 4 kids, 7 grandkids, all of them with birthdays in about a 3-month period, and trying to meet all my financial needs when I haven't had a raise in 12 years. I haven't had a change in income at all, not even cost of living. So it's getting tighter and tighter every year to make it through this season. But I'm near the end of it. All I got to worry about now is Christmas. I've gotten almost everything except for 1 kid left. 2 kids left. And I've got it done. And I looked at it yesterday and I realized I have been so inside my head that I've let the stress control me. Yes, I've talked about telling Dave to F off, and I've had a few good days, but I've had a whole bunch of really bad ones. And it's time for Gordy to practice what he preaches. Fake it till I make it, but make it very often. I need to get better. I need to get outside and do. I've been outside a lot, but I've been outside being busy, getting things done, appointments, doctors, insurance companies, all that stuff coming up all at once. Now I need to get out and take you to the river, take you on a new walk up by Pasha's new place where I showed you that beautiful overview of the city. I need to be outside with y'all, and I need to take you with me. So things will change, I promise. And now, I gotta do something besides that finger snap to put these things up. But as you saw, time for little known facts. First one about Apple and how they help somebody. While Apple was building a huge data center in the middle of North Carolina, they wanted to occupy the area of a couple that lived there for over 34 years. When the couple refused to leave, Apple paid them $1.7 million for their plot of land that was only worth $180,000. Good on you, Apple. I don't often say that. Tirana, the capital of Albania, has a lot of things in common with other European capitals except one. It's one of only 2 capitals without a McDonald's, and the only other capital is Vatican City. The largest Japanese population outside of Japan stands at 1.6 million people who live in Brazil. You heard it here first? Maybe. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony. Happy birthday, Pasha.